So now we're in game, and we're gonna see what the level 1 will bring. So both sides seem to be heading out for a level 1 strat. Both sides have very potent level 1, and both sides could easily get a kill. This could easily be like a 5v5 fight level 1.
Rift.
Or not. It might just be that we see first blood on the side of WRO. Yep, this is a very likely first blood from WRO. This is a very likely. If they get this off right, then wait, is this a lane swap?
You got 30 seconds now.
Wait, what is going on? I think that they're just going to. I think that someone's gonna die. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say someone is going to die. I have no idea who it is. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm fairly certain that people are going to die. And here's the fight breaking out. And oh, that's disappointing. I'm not gonna lie, that's disappointing. I was expecting this huge 5-on-5 brawl, and it's just a little poke damage. Oh well. Well, not even an advantage. I guess that they delayed Gragas's. No, not even. Nothing happened. I guess they just made Gragas's clear a little slower. So I actually am very interested in watching this mid matchup between. I've never actually seen Elise lane before. I think she was run top lane before, but I think that she was picked mostly this game because of the hard CC that he provides this game, just so that he can like get into those backline threats and also kill off like the Fizz and etc. And also die. It'd be very hard for them to kill. So I don't know if it's better than another pick, but Kim knows better than me. Let me just fix up this for all you viewers. What? It's already laid out perfectly. How beautiful. Yeah, this is the issue with this matchup between Maokai and Fizz, is that like Fizz just outtrades you at every stage of the game, and you just have to heal. Like you can't actually deal anything with him. Camera sending feet there. Nice harass going there on the side of WRO bot lane. I think that they're actually in a pretty dominant position if Lord Arbiter doesn't land too much poke. Because the Janna can just shield and like they should win most all-ins. And also the Q's landing helps too. This really seems like it should be a fairly slow early game. Like Rek'Sai is a nice early game jungler. The lanes that I'm expecting first blood to happen are top lane, because I think that Fizz just has a lot of kill potential on the Maokai, even though Maokai is very tanky. I'm also expecting a lot of kill pressure on mid, but bot lane I'm not expecting as much of, because Janna's just a very good disengage support, and I don't think that they also have that much pressure on bot lane. Nice little hook there. A nice little tornado just dealing with that there. Talking about how this game's playing out, you want to really think about what each side's game plan is, and for WRO, this is very much a land a stun, kill someone lineup. Like, because all the follow-up CC that they can get off of any of Kyoma's stuns is just very good, and the amount of follow-up that they can do in Twist of Dance is very good. On the side of Logic Gaming, it's just disengage for the backline, and then let Fizz just kill anyone on their backline, which is also a very good strategy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Oh, well, that's just Ignite Burn. They're not going to get this kill. Flash for Ignite. Pretty good trade. Not very certain who comes out on top there. Doesn't seem like it will happen bot lane either. Just going to be more farming. Look at the CS to see where people are at. 8 CS up mid on Team Kioma. Not that surprising. Perfectly even CS. Kabusi doing a very good job going even with this Fizz, despite it being a really crappy matchup. Because look at that, like he can just E out of his first advance, and it's just terrible. Kioma doing a great job of just abusing his lane opponent here. That's just how he plays. Is that he plays very aggressive and he doesn't really. Oh, and this is a kill. On the side of Kabusi, oh my goodness, that is really, really, really bad for, this is gonna be Logic Gaming's first loss. This is just gonna be their first loss, because they've basically lost both of the lanes, which Snowball, oh my goodness, this is just going terribly for them. Every single lane is every single lane is, like, losing. I can just feel Lord Arbiter right now. It's just like, oh, why are all my teammates cheating? Can't they just let me carry them? That's how I would feel if I was Lord Arbiter. And that's another kill. At least he goes out in style. Yep, Lord Arbiter, just why do I have to deal with these teammates that are just... And it is worth mentioning that Lord Arbiter is gonna die too. This is in the course of 1.5 minutes. Oh, if that was a kill, in the course of 1.5 minutes, that would have been like just every single member of Logic Gaming side dead. And that's really not good for them, because they are relying for Fizz to be this, like, slip push test. And Fizz is Fizz, so Fizz could be going, and Fizz is going AD anyways. The Sheen's just for burst damage. But it's very interesting that this matchup between Fizz and Kabusi, what happened there should never happen. And mid lane, this is just going to keep happening over and over again between the Zyra. The Zyra is not someone that scales that well. She is designed to push your opponent out of lane. And if this happens, I don't think that this game's going to go that well for them. The same thing goes for top lane too. Heartsights is going to have a worse and worse and worse time as this game goes on, because the Maokai is not being denied his ability to get tanky. Although I think the Maokai is going for the wrong build. I think what he should be going is for Spectre Palace plus Glacial Shroud. I think that is the optimal way to beat a Fizz, because you're basically making yourself unkillable to the Fizz, which is kind of what you want. And here, just landing all of the stuns. Unfortunately, it's not going to lead to one kill off of it, but still, great pressure. And this is just a really, really great game coming from WRO so far. Already like 1.9 up, and WRO barely living there, but not dead, and that's all that matters. Alright, so looking at the vision of the map, there's basically everything's for bot side, and then there's nothing else. Like there's one ward for top lane, and that's it, which is not the best. Good tornado from Janna, disengaging a lot of the damage that would be coming from Lord Arbiter there. But yeah, once again, I think that Maokai is going for the wrong build this game, because if you get a Spectre's Cal and Glacier Shroud, then you basically just mitigated all the kill pressure from Fizz, which means that Fizz cannot become the split push threat because he has no way of actually getting you off of the lane. And then once that happens, then you just get to stick up top lane and deny the Fizz the main thing that he's trying to do this game, which is to just force you out of lane constantly. Because if you don't leave lane, then he'll just kill you. Now, I think it's gonna work for him. Wait, Fizz is going AP. That's very uncommon. Oh, two-man knockup coming in from Everu, and Melon knocking him away, but whatever. You think it's Lord Arbiter's flash there? Yes, no. Okay, so that was just an interesting play. From Melon, but whatever. They're winning this game so hard. It's 10 minutes in, and they're already 2.6k ahead. I think that the only way that they come back to this game is if Mr. starts making plays, like big plays, like that. This is actually very huge, and I think that Maokai should really respond TP here. Like, I think he needs to respond TP. No, Maokai has TP. I think that Maokai should have responded there. But, alright, I guess that's just a dragon traded for TP, which is a very good trade. This is very... So, when you're 2.6k ahead, you should probably be able to get every dragon, so... There was just something that was miscommunicated there that I'm not sure about what happened. Rek'Sai going for a damage build, maybe trying to just snowball his lead even more, considering that he's too close up. He's building into helping guys probably just for the Bard CC. And yeah, that's interesting. Why would you want to go AP Fizz? Your team isn't lacking AP damage, you've got a lot of it already. Maybe he doesn't know about the AD build, but I'm not sure. Looking at other builds, the Leaf's going for a heavy MR build. Just every single item that she has other than her boots are just entirely built for MR. Maybe seeing that the Fizz is going AP, that their jungler is AP, that the Bard is AP, and that the Zyra is AP, so that makes sense. And oh, so the Maokai didn't go for a Rod of Ages. He just went. They're just trying to run at them. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Janna finish off. Okay. Well, Silverall's down, so let's see if they can do something with that. Interesting. Oh, God. Leave him alone. Stop doing this. You're just landing every single one. It's disgusting. Well, yeah, here's just completely snowballing this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends this game with like 10 plus kills and like involved in more than 70% of his team's kills. I actually think that the lineup, I'm actually looking at it now, they actually are really weak to Imodies. They don't really have any good hard CC outside of Bard Stun, which at least can just dodge, and that means that Lord Arbiter is going to die in all of these fights if one's going to get to them, and the same goes for and the same goes for Zyra. Fizz can get away, but if Pimkin lands a stun, oh my goodness. Just so much aggression, and he's gonna get punished. But just more pressure. Oh, two-man stun coming out from Bard. That might actually keep him alive. Yeah, he's gonna live. So I think that's actually a really good trade for the side of Logic Gaming, because while Lord Arbiter dies, he gets his shutdown gold, which really will snowball him in this lane versus Sivir, which was looking actually pretty bad. So it looks okay. So Fizz misses his fish. So Lucy's actually fine. Yeah. Okay. Well, It's been a couple weeks since we last played the UPSL. Up, got the knockout, and he is dead. He is very dead. My goodness. Whatever, just so aggressive. Oh. Flash, dump, and God, how does he do this? Every single game, he just like makes these incredibly aggressive plays, and they always work out, no matter what. And, like, even like the ones where he dies, he's getting like a trade on the mid laner. The ones where he isn't dying, whoever is playing fantastic this game. Like, MVP definitely going to him. Great knockback from Bard there. I think that Luke's dead, yeah. That was a really, really good play from WRO. So yeah, that they're very behind. Like, don't get me wrong, like they still have a lot of ground to cover, but these are the plays that they need to keep making. They need to keep making Bard stuns. They need to keep landing Gragas explosive casts. They need to keep like getting lots of damage on this. Needs to keep like pushing his lane. Like, I know he's losing, but he needs to like really just kill off his opponent as much as he can. Granted, it's going to be harder since he's going for a full magic damage build, so it's a very easy itemization for Maokai. But still, like they need to just keep making these sorts of aggressive plays. And I think that their build advantage is going to win the fight. I think that that's just going to happen. But like, they're too far ahead, and they just never mind. Yeah, they were missing the map guy. That was the reason though. That was a 5 versus 4. Really, I think Kabushi needs to be being like there for this team a little bit more. Like, he's engaging the fight after it's already over, which is not good. I think that he needs to like be matching the granted, they're gonna get a dragon off of it, but like that could have been like a win where Kima didn't die and they got a kill on Rod of Ages, and like they maybe killed like the Fizz as well. But like because he was late to that fight, just by like a little bit, it ended up with them only getting dragon and losing that person, which is not great, but like it's honestly like fine for Logic Gaming, because they need those type of kills to actually get back into this game. And they're gonna go for another one on Kabushi. I think they're sensing that like but no, Kabushi hasn't warded down. That is good. He has been warding at his side, so he hasn't really gotten yanked at all because of that. And now they're just all rotating in this. I think that oh, but you just signed a 2-man stun up, but the 2-man stun shark misses again. And this is just, it just seems like they're getting out-rotated, like, over and over and over again. And they also cancel out the turret, and I think that, I'm not sure how this is happening. Like, they're 3k behind, but they're playing as if they're like 3k ahead. Right. This is just really good play from Logic Gaming, like, just never giving up their pressure even if they're behind, landing like a bunch of 2-man stuns in the bars, really just pushing out leads. Like, they're not letting the lanes just like play out. They're making rotations and trying to get picks so that they don't fall, so that their goal lead doesn't seem as apparent. Disadvantage doesn't seem as apparent. And now, when they were before like 4k behind, now they're like 1.5k behind, and their lineup scale is like pretty damn low. It's not like the best. It's not the best scaling lineup, but I think both lineups scale well. But like, we're gonna see this game kind of play out, and I'm a little afraid for the server. I think that this server will die a lot in fights. If this physical counter, which is like up to the Janna to really stop, and it's gonna be hard. And then also on the front lines, they have a lot of disengagement between the guards and the Rocket. damage those guys right there. Throw the thorn! Throw the thorn! I think that Kabusi should just, yeah, just going full MR now. Just every single person in their lineup is going full MR. They've got Hex Drinker on Rex side, they've got like really 2 Spectral Cows on both the Janna. They're building a Spectral Cow on the Maokai, and they're going to put a Rod Vader on the Legion onto the Janna, and they've got an Abyssal and a Chalice onto the. In a big team fight breaking out, someone got picked up, and a big stun coming out from Gamma. Shark coming out onto the center, but she still lives, and then a big knockup coming up from Zyra that's going out free, and just all these knockups coming up, and on the backside, Moku's taking creeps, and then a huge bar stun that means the Cinder is dead. And out of all of that, Logic Gaming come out ahead, which is very impressive. Or maybe someone respawned in that time because I played last game for a while. And then Bard just bouncing off and still bubble back to base. So, I think in the future, what needs to happen is that they need to not die so aggressively. And, I don't know, I think that these fights are just playing out very, very hectic and chaotic, which is probably to the benefit of the team with the Fizz, because the team with the Fizz is going to get to your backline a lot better when everything's hectic and chaotic. Radavi, who is just taking it. Also, I want to point out, Radavi just played that last fight very well. Getting like multiple men knockup zoning and a bunch of people out of the fight with his ult, and getting lots of damage down. So, on the map, let's look for wards. Lots of wards down from Logic Gaming's side. 3 pinks around Baron. I don't know if that means that they want to get Baron, but they have a lot of control of Baron area if they want to get it in the future. Not many wards down around Dragon, so that's going to be something that is going to be under control in the future. And Mr. getting caught out because he really can't see anything on the map. He has no idea where anyone is on that side of the map, which I think is a weird prioritization that Logic Gaming are making, having 3 pink wards on the top side of the map. I think that this next dragon is going to WRO, but I'm not sure. Because it seems like they're beelining it to contest. Dragon coming up soon. Big pickup coming out from the Janna. Lock of the Honor and Solari is going to cancel out a lot of what they're trying to do. And Spectre Cal, pause. Okay, so while we pause, let's look at some of the item pickups from their side. Hex Drinker and Spectre's Cal coming out from the Rek'Sai, a Spectre's Cal and a Mercury Treads coming out from the Maokai, a Locket of the Iron Solari coming out from the Janna. Just lots and lots of MR across the board. On the side of, on the other side, we have a Last Whisper build, which is somewhat questionable considering that they only have 1 armor item on the side of WRO, but let's go with it. Yeah, Last Whisper, that's interesting. A Banner of Command coming out from Bard, because they want to siege or something. It's a decent MR item, which is good versus Kiyama, who's definitely snowballing this game. You also have another MR item coming out from Zyra. Lots of MR, so she can get down a lot of poke. Sightstone coming out from Bard. It's obvious. Let's look at summer spells for this next dragon fight. no flash onto Gragas, no explosive cast on Gragas, no heal or no flash. Shark is up, no flash on Bard. I think that they have to give this up. I think that Logic Gaming side gave up too much in the last fight, and I don't think that they can fight it. Because what's going to happen is that Lord Arbiter, they're just going to pop ult on Sivir, and they're just going to run Lord Arbiter down. And he's going to die, because he has no flash, he has only a dash to get out, and they don't even have Zyro ult. I think that this dragon is going to go to WRO occasionally without any sort of contest, and I highly recommend against it. But who knows? Maybe they're going to get a sick Fizz ult. Maybe they'll get a sick Bard ult. Maybe they'll get an awesome steal or something. But I highly doubt it. That is a really big strength of WRO side that I didn't mention. They basically can always fight. Like, yeah, they'll miss a Janna ult. Yeah, they might miss a Sivir ult. But basically every single other champion that they have on their side is always on, no matter what. And they can always basically do whatever. And even, like, on the side of, like, Sivir and Janna, they still have a lot of utility that they still have a lot that they provide to fights. Sivir with, like, the long-range Qs, and Janna with the shields. And also with the tornadoes to just disengage. But, like, look at every other champion that they have. They have a Rek'Sai, always can fight. They have a Maokai, 20-second cooldown on his ult, and, like, no second cooldown on his other, like, very short cooldown on his other abilities. You have an Elise who has, her longest cooldown ability is, like, 20 seconds on her cocoon. So, other than that, but if you look at the other side, you have a Gragas who loses a lot of his potency when he loses an explosive cast. You have Zyra who loses a lot of, very, very large amount of her power when she loses her ult. And yes, like, and Lucian doesn't really, like, rely on his ult to do massive damage in fights. It's very, very good for long range damage, but, like, you're basically always on. So if we compare the two sides, I think that, considering that they just had a fight, I think that WRO occasionally are much more fight capable. Alright, so now he is back. And we're back in the game. So now we're going to be ready for the dragon fight. If we look at the words, WRO occasionally is very set up for this fight. I think that they either can go for a pick or they can do whatever. But either way, this is a really good spot for them. So we're getting into the match, and we have everyone just kind of posturing around, and immediate poke coming out of the Fizz, who is basically the main threat of this lineup, and pause again. So, more pauses. More pauses. So, talk about other things. Let's look at the goal difference between champions. Oh, we're back in game. Nice. We don't need to do that. And that was probably wise. Just give it up. You have no ults. You have nothing. You just give it up. It's only second dragon. So, Maokai's gonna head top to pick up the farm there, still has TP up, so there's no real... Oh no, he doesn't have TP up. Ooh. They might be able to make a push mid out with not having cost this TP down. And it looks like exactly what they're doing. But... Janna... Oh, nice pull. So far, I've been liking the Elise a lot. I think she's providing a lot of utility to our team, while also providing a very large chunk of damage. And you also can build into just this flat 10 build that you can't really itemize against that well, because even if you build magic resistance, you're still going to get chunked for a lot. And even if you aren't getting chunked, if you don't build for that magic resistance build, then her spells will hurt a lot because base damage is so good on police. And she's also going to be able to chunk through tanks, and it's a very interesting enchantment. I've been liking it so far. So. Gragas just tanking up. Everyone just. I'm still not liking how few pigs out are on the map. Things there are on the map of WRO. I think every single person, when they go back to base next time, should buy a pink board. Because right now they have one, which is not good. I think that that's an issue that they're having, and they need to deal with that. Maybe they had like an awkward buy, but like, it's direct to camera come back. So, still just sieging there, just clear the waves. Getting everything. Let's look at the gold technically. Oh yeah, wait, the fight's breaking out, but I can't break it. Alright, here he doesn't, as long as he doesn't get barred, all things fine. It's like flash down, but whatever. Everyone's just tearing from the spins. His build is like literally no fucks given by this guy. It's amazing. Because, like, actually, what does this spins do? Like, he has full AP. Like, he's gonna do nothing against. He's gonna do nothing against a guy with Kyoma. Just dodging out of everything. This guy, he plays so aggressive, and like his mechanics just carry him through it. Guard up, whipping there. They should probably disengage, since Kyoma's missing like 75% of his HP, but they're not gonna disengage. They're just and the Maokai TP's out, but he's still disengaged. That's what I mean. It's like they do not care, and I do not play them. So jam pop your locket, pop your locket, pop your locket, pop your locket, pop your locket. Alright, whatever. Okay. This fight is like actually absurd. Because like everyone is just like unwilling to back off despite being on like no HP, and like still like it's a 1-for-1, both junglers died, but like it wasn't like a team fight happening where there were junglers. It was just that multiple people were caught out and 2-man stun coming from Bard again. And Uchiha still gets the kill. That's This is absurd. Dude, everyone is just completely unwilling to back off no matter what. Like, I thought that the WRO side was more scrappy, but if Bard keeps landing 2-man stuns, that's just not true. But by the way, like big like credit to Garfunkel here. He has landed so many 2-man Bard stuns, like an absurd number of them. I actually like. I think that if he doesn't whip it, it's usually a 2-man stun in a team fight. I don't think I've he's missed this on, and that's like huge. That's basically like you just disable their team, and he usually does it in a position where they're completely caught out as well. That is just a value sweeper right there. And then he switches to investigation, it's okay. So, once again, Zyra ult is not up for this fight, so I don't think that they can actually fight this in a 5v5. I think that this is actually going to go terribly for the side of Logic Gaming. Because they have no Zyra ult, so they have no disengage for Lord Arbiter. So Lord Arbiter is going to die, and then every single person is going to get picked off. Including every single person is dying because they have no disengage. The Zyra's missing, so now that's going to be an ace. I think that they needed to just back off. They cannot fight this, and well, I guess Zyra got a kill on it out of ages, but that was just a really ill-advised fight because they need the Zyra ult to control these team fights because it's basically 90% of their disengage. They didn't even have Bard ult for that. Like, what just happened there was that they just had 0 disengage for the dive of Queen Kioma and Everu, and they just bursted Lord Arbiter, which is a very large portion of their damage, and then they just got run over in that fight. And now, I think that they're trying to transition towards Baron, or maybe just clearing out War Turret. But like, in this next fight, we'll have to see what happens then, because they're actually going to have their ults up, so maybe WRO occasionally thinks that they can fight it again, but I think that if they have their disengage tools, then it becomes a lot harder for them to fight. Because Lord Arbiter is just going to be sitting there in the backline dealing a ton of damage. And I still, and his last whisper still barely does anything. By the way. His last whisper deals with 2 armor items. 3 armor items. Which is times 20 down from Lord Arbiter. He almost died. But it doesn't matter. Exhaust is completely unnecessary there. Like, yeah, completely unnecessary. But it doesn't matter. Because they don't have them here, so they basically don't have to fight. They don't have healing Kioma. By the way, healing Kioma, keeping up with his classic condition, most deaths on his team, but also most kills. He does not know how to back down, even if like he is at like no HP. He still will want to fight you. Still just 2 Spirit Sagas down on the side of I think that they actually just could have built more MR, to be honest. Like, yeah, and just like kill off Lord Arbiter every single fight, like just focus him. But I think that building some armor is good too. So, in terms of builds, Lord Arbiter's is a little all over the place, but this is very good. Boom! And they basically didn't have to expend anything for that, which means that this is probably a Baron. Actually, this is definitely a Baron. So this is basically up to, okay, another pause. Boom! Another pause.
A summoner has disconnected.
Wait, did he die to DC? So, in this coming fight, we want to see. We're gonna want to see.
A summoner has reconnected.
What do you think that? What we think that will end up happening? So, every single team fight ability is up, and flashes up for Lord Arbiter, which is very, very big. No teleport for Heartsight. So this is probably going to have to be a Baron steal. Nice Bardo. That actually was really, really good. That helped reset the Baron. This is a bit, no, this is a really bad fight. This is actually going to go heavily in the favor of, it's going to go very, very heavily in the favor of reruns. So what ended up happening was that the Zyro was used for engage instead of disengage, which means that basically nothing stopped them from running at them. Nothing stopped the Maokai from just going in and killing off everyone, which is very, very, very bad for them, because Lord Arbiter does so much damage right now. He does so much damage. His build might be weird. He does so much damage. So what's going to end up happening is that he's just going, if you just let him carry the fights, he will carry the fights. They have very little armor on their team. They have a Frozen Heart. They have a Frozen Heart and a Windroser Answer. Everyone else in their team, everything else, they have like tons of MR. So if Lord Arbiter just gets good damage, then he will carry the fight. And yes, they're going to go back. So now what's going to end up happening is that once again, they're not going to have the main disengage ults of the Stranglethorn from Zara, which means that they once again don't have a way to disengage from this backline threat that Fiona and Maokai and Rek'Sai are providing. Heartsight's misses this ult again, which is once again very bad. So that means that there is another important ult for the next dragon as well. So that is going to be voice dragon for them. They cannot contest this. If they contest this, then they will die in a fight again. So this game is just going to become a methodical game, I believe, where WRO just gets every single dragon and then win the game. I don't think there's much more to say. I think that the main issue, the main places where they lost the game, were when they decided to take a dragon fight when they did not have the Zyro ult up, and they got the purple one, and basically the game just kind of snowballed from there. The early game was pretty bad for them, but they managed to come back really, really well off of some really nice realms and bar stuns, and also Gragas ults, but like, and also placement for Lord Arbiter. But overall, I think that if they just didn't engage into these fights and use Zyro ult as a disengage tool instead of an engage tool, and also didn't try to contest things that they couldn't contest, then I think they would have been in a much better spot this game. Still is once again dead, and I think that everyone's dead actually. Although, nice disengage from the Zyro is letting him go back forever. Also, one thing you mentioned, really, really good pickup by Lord Arbiter in the UPSL. I think he needed it this game, because Winston was landing stun after. So, if I had to, so this game's probably over, but I will play it out. But if I were to give an MVP to this game, it would probably be Kimba. He has just put up so much pressure in this game. He has made like so many like plays that have been very aggressive, and like he might have died for it, but he just like put so much pressure on the map. So huge credit to him. I think that he was MVP of this game. If there was a second MVP, it'd probably be Lord Arbiter. I think that he made basically plays that helped him come back to the game. So looking at, we can actually look at the damage graph just to check, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say Lord Arbiter was all of the red team's damage. Nope, Zyra did a lot of damage too. But did we see this mid lane? The mid lane at least, like, you expect the ADC to like carry, but like the mid lane at least, she put on so much pressure onto this map that like off of her stuns, off of everything, I'm going to have to give it to Hunkema. And honestly, if I were to get a least honorable mention, it would go to the Fizz. I think that he died so many times. He like ulted very badly, and I don't think that AP Fizz is what you want to play top. But other than that, really great game from Mayrom occasionally, breaking the win streak of Logic Gaming. Yes, there were subs and everything, but good game nonetheless. All right, so that's all for me tonight. Hopefully my casting wasn't too atrocious, but I will see you guys later. Night.